Hi everybody, it's Catherine, and today we're going to be making this small treat box for Easter or springtime. It doesn't say Easter on it. It measures 3 by 2.5 by 1/2, and inside I have 2 of the Mini Ghirardelli chocolates. These are the solid milk chocolate ones. I got these in a 2-pack, but you can get them in the big packs if you want to do several of these. I did this last year with just one, so I figured this year I would do a 2-pack. But you could also fit a lot, like the M&Ms, the Skittles will also fit in here if you don't want to get those. Okay, so what we need for this, what I'm using first is the Fluffiest Friends bundle, which is still a bundle and it's not retiring at this point. If you go on my website for Stampin' Up, all of the things that are retiring say underneath retiring soon. And the Everyday Details dies are not retiring either, so that is great. Last time I used Excellent Eggs for the Happy Easter. It is retiring, so this is going to be on a last chance basis. There is a sale that's going to start on April 9th, I believe, but I don't believe this is 20% off. Alright, so this will be the regular price, but just while supplies last. I'm also using the Lighter Than Air DSP, which has been one of my favorites. This is retiring, so it's why supplies last for that. Okay, so we need some basic white for stamping. We need a piece of Pool Party cardstock that is 7.5 by 4.25. You can obviously get 2 of these out of each sheet of cardstock. This is from the, I don't know if I told you, I'm using the Everyday Details. It's the second smallest one, which is about, I want to say 1 and 15/16. I'm so bad at 16ths. So almost 2. And then I cut out of Bubble Bath, out of our 2-inch punch, I cut a circle. Okay. And then 2 of the Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper that are 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. Okay, so let me get my Simply Scored. This here is my new host code. I don't know when the host codes are going to be going out. It has to be within the next couple of months. But for now, they're still here. So please put that in for any purchases under $150, and I will send you a little something. Okay, so we're going to start on the 7.5-inch side. And you're going to score at 1/2, 3.5, 4, and 7. Turn it to the 4.25-inch side and score at 1/2, 3, and 3.5. Okay, that's it. Now fold and burnish all your score lines. Okay, so how I have this is 1/2-inch strips are here, the bottom, and here. And there is a 3/4-inch strip on the top. So what we're going to be doing is that these are pretty quick and easy, and it's great if you just want to make something quick for a little gift or for on the table as favors. Okay, so we're going to start over here, go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge both sides of the square. Go to the next 2 score lines, cut it to the first score line, and wedge both sides of this square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into that skinny rectangle. Okay, so now turn it around. Now the 3/4-inch strip is at the bottom. We're going to count to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, and get rid of all 4 of these pieces. Then we're going to wedge up into the skinny rectangle on the other side. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle at the bottom and wedge the square. Okay, go to the last score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Okay, lastly, with the skinny rectangle that we wedged over here, we're going to round the corners of this top piece. Alright, and that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done cutting. Okay, I'm going to get some Stampin Seal Plus and put it on what's left of that skinny rectangle next to the score line. Then turn over the whole thing and pull over the other side to meet it. Okay, so now this is the back of your box. You're going to put a little bit of glue on the side tabs, pull the back, and then this is the back. And then put some on the back of the front, and now you're going to just make sure everything's nice and even and straight. And that is your box. Pretty quick and easy. Okay, so now we need our DSP, just 2 pieces. They are 2 3/4 by 2 1/4, and they're going to go on the front and the back. And I'm just going to take a little, I'm going to have to squeeze it gently to get my big punch in. And I'm just going to take a grip out. Alright. Now we want to put that aside and let's start our stamping. We need our basic white cardstock. And I'm going to be stamping the bunny, the little chick, and this group of flowers. And we're going to use Tuxedo Black Ink. Alright, I'm going to cut these 2 out with the die. There is no die for the flowers, but we just want this biggest one. I'm just going to fussy cut that out. Alright, we're going to be using some Stampin Blends. I'm going to use light and dark Bubble Bath, light and dark Daffodil Delight, light smoky slate, and a color lifter. Okay, let's start with the light and dark Bubble Bath first. Let's use the light. I'm going to do his nose, his inner ears, and I'm going to make 2 cheeks next to the muzzle there. Get the nose a little bit. Okay, oops. And then I'm going to use the dark Bubble Bath. And I'm going to do the pads of his feet and the little toe pads. I think I'm going to change the nose to dark because it's not really showing up in the light. Okay, now we're not going to be doing the cupcake because we're going to glue the flower. You can leave the cupcake if you want, but for Easter I wanted that flower. Alright, so now we need light smoky slate, and I'm just going to go over wherever there's like little marks for shadow. Alright, and then I'm just going to blend them a little bit with the color lifter. You can go over the cheeks too if you'd like to. Okay, that just softens it up just a little bit. Okay, so the bunny's done. Now for the chick, I'm going to use dark, and I'm going to do the beak, and then I'm going to go on any of those shadow marks with the dark. All right, and then I'm going to do the rest with light Daffodil Delight. I think I added a little bit more of the dark Daffodil Delight on the wing. I want a little bit more here. Separate that. Okay. And then for the flower, I'm also going to be using I'm going to use light Daffodil Delight. The middle we're going to put a Tinsel gem, so you don't have to worry about doing that a different color. Okay, and that's it for coloring. All right, so now we need our circles, and we're going to attach these together. And it's only going to be a tiny bit larger. The Bubble Bath one is 2 inches, and it's only going to be a tiny bit bigger than the Everyday Detail, which I used a pattern of the Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper. Okay, now I'm going to put some dimensionals on my bunny. And I'm just going to center him right in the middle. I'm going to take some glue. I'm going to put a dot of glue on the cupcake and then cover it with this larger flower. There we go. Okay, now we're going to get our box, and I'm using some Lemon Lolly sheer ribbon from the sheer ribbon combo pack, and we're going to tie a bow on the right side this time, right on the edge on the top. Now we need some dimensionals on our circles. Okay, and then we're just going to place this right in the middle of the box. Okay, now I want my duck, and we're going to put 2 dimensionals on kind of his tail area there, but we're going to stack them. And then I want a little bit of glue by his beak. And we're going to put him off the circle, but we're going to attach him to the bunny a little bit. Okay. Now, almost done. For the final touch, I'm going to add a Lemon Lolly Tinsel gem right to the middle of the flower. You can put a different color one if you want to. Okay, and that's it. Really quick and easy. You can get a bunch done at once if you color them all, then cut them all, put a little assembly line in motion, and get them all done. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.